Action.
And we're live.
We're live.
Welcome to A Nice Place to Brew. I'm Jason.
And I'm George. And with us is
I'm sorry. I'm Scott. Can you hear me?
Scott.
Yes,
Welcome,
we can.
Scott. From
I'm not-
WNY Brews.
I'm a perpetual guest.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I was going to call you our plucky sidekick.
Oh, nice.
But-
I like it. I feel plucky.
You feel plucky? All right.
Plucky. I like that. Before we get started, we'll give out our web links and social media links. Check us out at www.aniceplacetobrew.com. Check us out on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. Our webcast here is broadcast on YouTube every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a show about all things beer and beer making, and that's about as formal as it gets.
Yep.
Now, that being said, as Scott so appropriately just takes his first sip, and George too.
Yeah.
George, what are you drinking tonight?
I'm drinking some homebrew. Yeah, that's why we make it, right?
That's
And
right.
I figure it's appropriate considering I think at least two of the three of us are going to be brewing this weekend. So I'm not sure if you are, Scott, but
Yeah, for the big brew day.
Yeah,
for Big Brew Day. All right, so all three of us are going to be brewing this weekend. So I figured
Excellent.
homebrew is appropriate.
absolutely. What about you, Scott?
I am. I'm drinking the Sierra Nevada Pale clone.
All
that
right.
I've made for the past like 4 times we've talked.
You
That's
know
all
what?
right.
It's come up on past episodes that I've had my repeats also. So notice. And honestly, hey, good homebrew is good homebrew. So cheers.
Yep.
Cheers.
I have a beer that I am excited to try. And this comes on the heels of a really great episode that we did this past Monday with On Tour Brewing Company. And I
you
just
got it.
happened to take advantage of their first and only delivery opportunity for people in the suburbs right here. So I placed an order, and I'm going to try this Half Step Pale Ale. It comes in a very nice can, and let's give it a shot. That's solid.
Yeah.
That's
No,
a
it's a-
damn good
it's-
pale ale.
It's very obviously a liquid.
Oh,
Your,
very.
your states of matter are all messed up.
It's very obviously a liquid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be gaseous, but that's probably
Yeah.
not good. Yeah.
Go gas into a 12-ounce aluminum can.
Well,
really?
I don't know the boiling point of beer, but I doubt you'd want to drink it.
Yeah.
You throw that down, it's solid. Nope. I call foul.
Oh man.
I'm looking
This-
up
Yeah.
on tour right now.
This-
You guys
this
talked
is-
on Monday.
This is a
We actually had a really good. It was jumping off of our last conversation we had with you, Scott. We talked a little bit about New England IPAs.
Mhm. But
And
can I say I don't remember that, and I'm sorry.
That's all right.
it is all good.
That is all right. And then we also talked about some of the similarities and differences of homebrew versus professional brewing, because he actually came from the opposite mode that a lot of us do. He started out as a professional brewer and then became a home brewer.
Mhm.
And
That's
so it's kind of
weird.
interesting getting his perspective on how they're similar and different. So,
Right.
yeah.
So where are they out of?
Chicago, just west of downtown.
Okay.
He's originally from it was the East Coast. Did I remember that right, George?
He was from the Midwest, but spent some time in Jersey.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Which I said, I'm sorry to hear that. And then he went
Yeah.
back to the Midwest and,
Right.
and worked out there. So,
He worked for Lagunitas, I believe, before he moved on to On Tour.
yep.
So, no, really great experience. And his take, as George was saying, about going from big brewery business to a home brewing scale was a really interesting conversation.
It
So
was.
check out
Yeah.
if you haven't heard that episode, check it out on our YouTube page. It's the episode marked April 27th.
Right. And
Dave.
if you're following us on Twitter, I did put out a specific message about that episode with a link to it, so you can grab it
Right.
there as well.
So cheers, Dave. Thank you so much for joining.
Absolutely. So, and we did also get some codes from our friends over at Yakima. So Scott's already got his ordered, and I know
Oh,
Jason
yeah.
and I are going to be ordering some stuff too to try out, and we'll report back and let you guys know kind of how that works. And I tell you, one of the things I really want to try, and I'm glad he, got that over to us, is I want to try that concentrated hop bittering formula.
I'm really intrigued about that too.
Yeah, I want to get that aroma kit, but I really want to try that bittering formula and see how that goes. So
I did order the
we'll see.
bittering kit, or I'm sorry, not the bittering kit, the aroma kit, and I'm excited to go through it. I'm probably go through it with my wife and probably my dad, which I think I've mentioned before lives right next to me. So the more people, the better to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or if it has a good shelf life, maybe hold on to it until the Das Haus Brewers can get back together. Who knows when that will be?
Yeah.
He did say it does have a shelf life, but I don't think it was forever. So I'm not sure. Yeah. So it's probably going to be whenever you crack it open, you'll have a certain amount of time. So
have you ever done
But
the off flavor kits?
no,
Not a
I
kit.
haven't. I've been considering. You did a class though.
I
remember
have
that, Jason.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I always go back to that when people talk about off flavors, and that class is excellent, and I know it's widely available whichever city you're in. How does a kit work? Can one of you talk about that?
I'm sure it's the same. I'll bet they use the same thing in the class. It was well, as a homebrew club, we got together, and I think they give you enough for 6 samples of each. So you pour yourself 6 samples of a really light, not flat, but what's the word I'm looking for? Bland beer, like a Miller Light.
Yeah. Just like no flavor profile.
Or a
really.
Bud Light. Yeah, something where it's
Yeah.
just going to be blank. And then you put droplets of stuff in each beer, and they say this is acetaldehyde, and this is what it smells like, this is what it tastes like, this is DMS. I can't remember what all of the off flavors were at the moment, but it was a fun night. We had a Czech brewer with us, as in a brewer from Czechoslovakia.
Okay.
There that night, in broken English, describing the flavors, which was phenomenal.
Nice.
Partly because he had such great knowledge for being a Czech brewer in the United States, but also because it was fun to try to find where he was going. Like, I know what he's saying. I got you. Feeling like a dumb American for being like, I couldn't even try to speak in Czech. So,
Right. Yeah. No, I understand that.
it's a fun night for a homebrew club, and it's what, $135 or something like that, and you split it between 6 people.
Mm-hmm. No,
Yeah,
it's well worth it. It's a great
Yeah.
education for homebrewers.
Yeah.
Well, and given an application to that, I have a repeat double IPA batch that I make at least once a year, and I had a recurring problem of diacetyl that I was encountering with every batch that I was doing. And that class really was my introduction to what diacetyl was. And did it give me the knowledge to manage through it? Not exactly. I had to, continue going to my homebrew club, sharing batches, and then getting knowledge shared with me. But at least that basis of that knowledge, I wouldn't have got anywhere else. And that class was a great place for that.
Awesome.
What was the eventual solution for you? Were you rushing it off the yeast? Or?
That's exactly it. Was rushing it off the yeast, being quick to cold crash it. So yeah. So the solution is give it extra time on the trub, and if you have any doubts about the proper rest time, you can repitch a neutral yeast like US-05, and that healthy yeast will consume the rest of the diacetyl in the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a technique called croisening. You can look that up.
All right.
I'm sorry I interrupted.
No. I interrupted. That's my fault. I always do a diacetyl rest on all my beers.
Okay.
I'm currently in a diacetyl rest on my New England IPA right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a set
I
number of days that
usually-
you give it, or is it
No, just 2 or 3.
just 2 or 3? Okay. All right.
And I never cold crash in the fermenter because I don't want to suck anything in. So I always transfer to a keg right after the diacetyl rest, and then throw it in the fridge and cold crash in the keg.
Boom. Validation.
Nice.
You always your thing, Jason, has always been to rack off into a secondary and then cold crash that secondary, right?
Yeah.
So you're not doing it on the trube either. Yeah. But that, yeah,
Let's talk about this. Am I
Well, I mean,
and honestly, I have not shied away from doing it in the primary either. I'll just take the container from my fermentation chamber and put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah, just very few people seem to do a secondary anymore.
Yeah,
secondary,
I'm doing it
depending on-
less and less. That's definitely true.
especially with the conical, I don't do it a whole lot. And I mean, one of the things about cold crashing in a keg that you sometimes worry about is like if you drop that out, are you going to have sediment at the bottom that you could potentially clog your system? I personally have not run into that as much. I just make sure when I'm pulling off of the fermenter into my keg that I try to leave as much sediment inside the fermenter as possible.
Mhm.
And and if I disturb the fermenter to like put it up on a elevated surface, I let it sit and settle before I transfer it. And
But
then
you know
when
you
I
have
cold crash
suspended yeast left over. There's no doubt.
yeah, there's no doubt. Yeah, but when you do that and then you put it in the keezer or fridge or whatever, and it crashes out, yeah, the first pull or two is a little extra hazy, I've noticed. But beyond that, I mean, this I use that, and it's pretty.
That's pretty clear. Yeah.
Yeah. So
George, what kind of conical do you have?
the catalyst.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Guys, I drink while we talk, and I'm super sorry
No, you're good.
for not
So do we,
remembering any of that.
yeah.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, no, yeah. So I use the catalyst, and so I always do at least a day or two before I pitch my yeast to let it settle and try to get as much trube out as I can that way. And then I pitch my yeast, let it go, and then I've let it sit after fermentation for up to a week. Just let it clear out, settle out. And there's some natural settling even before a cold crash that happens with that as well, once all the yeast activity stops. So I don't know if it comes down to personal preference or if there's some scientific thing to cold crashing or not, but I found that
well, if we had a yeast expert on this webcast, we could ask all these important questions.
Right. I have asked every single yeast company.
I'm partially saying that to myself, George. Don't.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing: is a lot of the yeast companies right now are on limited staff.
That is true. That is true.
And so, a bunch of them have gotten back to me, expressing an interest to join us, but saying that they're on limited staff, so they don't have a whole lot of time at the moment. So
all good. All good.
Is what it is. Yeah.
Nope, you dropped the ball. Ball's been dropped.
Ball's been
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes. Yeah. Got visited by a corgi.
Hey.
So, yeah. So anyway, I hear you guys got a couple snow globes in the mail, huh?
Mm-hmm. I got a package today.
All right. So I know you have a package coming. Jason, you have a package you're sending. So Jason, your thought, and I'm coming around to it, is we hold off on doing a share until we all have something to try. Because
okay.
I know, did you send Homebrew or did you just send the...
I sent Loganberry and Orange Sponge Candy, which are two very divisive things in Buffalo.
Okay.
Lots of people love them, and then lots of people hate them. So that was the closest I could come to with the Malort. And it took some time to find orange sponge candy. So it's orange chocolate sponge candy. But I kept that box that I got today from George,
Okay.
so that I can refill it with my homebrew and send it off.
Okay. So why don't we do this? Is Jason, if you can get yours sent off, we might have it by Monday. If
Yeah,
not,
I can get it
we'll
out
definitely
tomorrow.
have it. We'll definitely have it by Thursday, and then and we'll do it then.
I already drank both of them. I
What'd you think?
didn't really. I'm sorry, I didn't.
Here's another idea, and I would normally talk about this off the show, but we'll just put it out here. What if we alternated consecutive shows? George's first, Scott's next show, mine last show.
Jason sounds like he doesn't have one ready.
No, I do. No, I've been too lazy to go to the post office. That's it.
Okay. We certainly can. Yeah, I mean, it can basically be, not to do too much inside baseball. It can basically be a segment for a short amount of time of let's try some homebrew or something. Yeah,
and we can go deeper on each person's beer if we do it one per show.
That
there
sounds
you go.
good to me.
All right. So I got to slug this down, and we're going to drink George's beer, Scott.
George, do you have some? You still have some at your house, right?
There's some right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I? No, you guys you're gonna get the Sierra Nevada Pale.
Okay.
Awesome.
Because I'm happy with it, so you're gonna get it.
Well, I've heard so much about it that I just feel like
weeks in a row now. Weeks in a row.
You guys are getting Irish Red from me.
Okay.
All right, it's perfect timing.
Yes.
That was the last time I saw other humans. Was St. Patrick's Day. So.
Oh my God! You know what? I didn't think of that until just now. Yeah, St. Patty's Day was right when things started to happen. And I remember like places were just starting to close down right before. And it was a huge deal because there's a very prominent Irish bar in the town I live in. And they were very proud to say, we're taking all safety measures that are reasonably possible, but we will be open for our scheduled festivities on St. Patrick's Day. And I was like, hell yeah. That's awesome. Somebody's gonna, make an effort.
Okay.
Well, but not so much buck the trend, but at least we'll be the one to step forward and say, hey, you guys that want to come out, you can come here. And that was, that was very exciting at the time. And obviously things have changed. The picture has changed since then.
Yeah.
Quick story. I have an Irish band, and on March 14th, we had a gig in Erie, Pennsylvania. And that was the last time I shook somebody's hand, by the way, was on March 14th.
March 14th.
Wow.
For that gig, the guy who paid me. Thanks.
Just coming up now that you're in an Irish band?
Yeah, I'm in an Irish band. Well, I'm in a couple of bands, but
Tell
an
me
Irish
about the
band
Irish
is one of them. It's called Almost Seamus. And it's generally traditional Irish with me, my sister, and her husband.
That is awesome. I used to play in an Irish band myself.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Mainly harder rock songs, a.k.a. Dropkick Murphys and Flogging Molly and stuff like that.
I'm going to share some links. You're going to share some links, too, after this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love traditional Irish music.
Because I was also in a Celtic rock band, is what we'll call it. But yeah, we'll share some links because I'm excited to hear it.
What do you
see? Yeah.
What do you play? Banjo?
No, in the Celtic rock band, I was playing primarily accordion.
Okay. My Irish band had an accordion player too.
You have accordion players. Rather than a bagpipe
yeah.
player, you have an accordion player.
Right.
I was primarily accordion, also acoustic guitar, and tin whistle. In the current band, I'm the guitar player. So my sister's husband is the bass player, and she plays fiddle. So it's guitar, fiddle, and bass. Okay. And then we switch off on baran or tin whistle, whoever is open for the song.
That's awesome.
Because I tend to be the singer in a lot of bands, but not that Celtic rock band. I was the accordion player, but in the Irish band we're in now, I'm the singer. Sorry, long story, condensing it. March 14th, we were out in Erie, Pennsylvania, playing a gig at an Irish pub that was packed shoulder to shoulder. And we're driving down there. This is at the very beginning of everything, as you recall. And thinking like, is this a good idea? Like, no, there's no confirmed cases in Erie County, Pennsylvania, or Erie County, New York, which is where I live, or anywhere on this side of the state towards the Great Lakes. There was nothing. We're like, no, it's not here yet. You know, nothing is shut down. I was in school the day before. I had students there in my classroom. But we get there and we're shoulder to shoulder and it feels weird.
Right.
We're like, we shouldn't be here. This isn't right. So I actually called that night as soon as we got home and I canceled our gig for the next day. First gig I've ever canceled on somebody. Because if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. So I called and said, listen, we can't make it. I'm not asking people to come out to see us. I don't want to be there. I don't think you should be there. We're not going to be there. And I got yelled at.
Did you really?
I expected. Well, yeah, it was March 15th. It was March 14th.
Yeah.
Nobody was there yet.
I mean, the news was all over the place, though. It was not a news story at that point.
Yeah.
I'm sad you had to go through that. I guess
It was.
Yeah.
This is the
to your
flu.
point, you know, yes, it's 2 days before St. Patrick's Day, and yes, that sucks for the bar owner, but you know,
I hated doing it for that reason. I felt it, right? Like, listen, I know what this is to you, and I'm so sorry for what I'm saying to you, but this has to be.
Yeah.
And then that Tuesday, we went live on Facebook. And then I've been live on Facebook once a week since doing music.
You want to give a spot
sucks.
for your YouTube channel, by the way, and your music is awesome. I know I've said that
It's
before.
not.
No,
I
it's
appreciate that.
yes, but I mean, is it only accessible via Facebook Live, or are
No,
you
it's also
other
on
channels too?
YouTube. It's on
Okay.
YouTube. My channel is S Panfill, Scott Panfill. It's either Scott Panfill or S Panfill, and it's on Twitter, S Panfill. But yeah, it's fun hanging out on Tuesday nights, drinking a lot of beer. I'm home. I don't have to drive home, so I drink a lot and sing requests. And that feels like enough stalling. Did you finish your beer yet?
No.
You know, I feel like I don't know if you should just chug that. That feels like a waste of good beer.
Well, no.
Well, I have other cans. I didn't
Okay.
order just one
no,
can.
that's good.
They delivered one.
So you said first and last. Did they did they say that it didn't work and that was the last time they were going to do that?
Do what? I'm sorry.
Jason, when you talked about the
Okay.
delivery, you said it was their first and last delivery.
Oh, did I say last? Oh, it's I should have said first and only.
First
Because
and
they've never
only
because
to you or
because,
to the
no,
suburbs?
because it's the first time that they've ever made their beer available in the suburbs.
Ah, nice.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
Can I show you
Sorry.
this. I'm
Hamburger?
sure you guys have a stack
very
similar.
Pack-Tex. Yeah, and
right now.
I've
for
never
this
collected Pack-Tex
quarantine.
before.
Oh, I'm not collecting. I just don't have anywhere to put them.
Just recycle them. What,
One of our local
do you
breweries,
reuse Pack-Tex?
they'll all take them back. Our local breweries will all take them back so they can reuse them.
Okay, that makes so much sense. I'm surprised I didn't know that.
But one of them will give you a free pint if you bring one in. So
Really?
I'm stepping in after this is done. Like, hey guys,
Oh, that's funny.
guess what?
I've been recycling Pack-Tex all this time. What's wrong with me? I'm gonna be helping my local breweries.
They'll take them back.
I've been doing I've been doing this live stream and I've been drinking out of bottles and things. So I've had a little bit of a collection going on of bottle
Oh,
caps.
nice.
Yeah. And at the same time I've started playing Fallout 4. So I'm looking at that going, well, this is currency. Oh, look who's here. Look who's here.
Almost
Polly.
here. There he is.
What's up, Polly?
George, did you send it to Polly too?
Hello.
No, you know what? I don't have Polly's address. I
He
do have a
sent it
box
out.
for him.
He sent it out in an email this week.
Oh, you did?
What?
Okay. I'll have to.
This one.
I'll have to send you some, Polly.
I'll make sure he gets some too.
What's it called? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've already tried. I've already looked at them all. Which one was that
My
one?
beer is
No, no.
empty.
So-
Shall we?
That one
This
is.
one?
I already
Yeah, I'll go-
understand
I'll go up and
whatever
grab
it
Yeah,
is.
sounds good.
Excuse me.
That is peach cobbler Girl Scout cookies.
Okay.
So heavy indica,
What happened to the speaker going on here?
indica,
They're not on.
Can you hear us?
Oh, how do I turn the speaker?
sativa, indica.
See the round thing? There's a little bump knob thing on it? Flip it.
What round?
The round thing. Between the mouse and the keyboard. Feel the bump right by you. Little thing
Oh,
sticking out.
technical difficulties.
Move it the opposite way, left or right. Little light will go on.
Yeah.
The speakers come in. Got it? You got it?
Yeah, it's on, but nothing's coming out.
No, you can't hear us, Polly?
Oh no, hold on.
Here you now.
Yeah, you can turn
Hello?
it up.
There you
Spin the
go.
top.
That's what I'm doing. All right, I can hear you this time. I couldn't hear you. I did.
All
Speakers
right.
weren't on. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
This whole computer thing is still learning.
Yeah, you know, technical difficulties.
Yeah, well, I've never owned a computer ever in my life, and I'm 44 years old. Everything's done on my phone.
You've had it for 2 years, damn it.
And I just haven't used it. You're right.
So the guys just ran off because I sent out some homebrew. Unfortunately, I didn't have your address at the time, so I am going to send it to you. So we're going to do a little homebrew sampling of my Belgian blonde. I have yours now, so I will send it to you, Polly.
All right, cool.
My left arm, like my shoulder
No problem.
here.
I'll drink homebrew with you guys. Actually, this is something I haven't tried. Mike Davidson from the club. This
Oh,
is
right
his
on.
hazy. Him and I went and got those kegerators from Sills yesterday from Ben.
Okay.
Oh,
Did you see that?
nice.
Yeah, Ben from the bar. He works at a different restaurant now, and they had 2 kegerators that they don't need anymore. They just want to get rid of them, so I just had to go pick them up. So, well, Mike Davidson took one, and then I have another one for probably Kevin Krause, just so he's got a kegerator. Because I have a kegerator, a beer fridge, and a 4-top beer fridge already in my house, so I don't need a kegerator.
Wow. That's
So
intense.
those ones you picked up, what's
Um,
the capacity? How many kegs do they fit?
They're just a single half barrel.
Single. Okay, that's what they looked like. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Just a single tower. I mean, if you want to change the tower of those things, you can fit 4 corny kegs in there. 'Cause I've done it.
Okay.
You just gotta have the tower.
Over here.
Yeah.
That are-
No, I've got room for 4 in mine too. George, did you settle that you could fit 3 like in a tight squeeze?
If I really crammed them in, I
Yeah.
could fit 3. Yeah.
See, that's about what 4 is for mine. Like I can
Yeah.
do it, but it's a real
Yeah.
like game of Jenga.
Yeah, comfortably it can fit 2, and then I can fit my small one on the step up. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a more comfortable setup.
Yeah.
Come over. Still like
So,
Did Scott get lost? What's going on here?
who knows how big his house
Probably got
is?
sidetracked
He's
by
in
kids.
all kinds of bands, and
I
I'll tell you
know,
what,
yeah.
Polly. After we got your question answered and you left us, we had a really good conversation with your buddy over at On Tour.
Yeah,
That was,
dude, he was awesome.
yeah. Thank you for extending the invite to him.
No problem. I don't know. I talked to Jason, but I don't have your number. I would have told you. I can tell you now. I've already got another brewer interested. If you like him, he's from Oregon. I met him here in the Chicago area. He's a brewer that got Floss for the best homebrew, best brew pub of the year award in 2006.
Oh wow!
And
Okay.
now he has his own place in Eugene where he does nothing but barrel aged beer. Everything's
Okay.
aged in wood.
Yeah.
Oof.
It could
Okay.
be
That's
wine.
so
Now is it
interesting.
all bourbon and rum, or does he do wine barrels too?
He does wine barrels. He does wine barrels too.
Okay.
So he does a little bit of everything. I remember when he first got going, he was actually screwing around and he actually fermented in a few of those oak barrels too. If you want to look at the brewery, it's called Ale Song.
Ale
Ale
song.
song?
All right. Well, let him know.
Eugene.
We'll be happy to talk to him.
Yeah. So before we get into tasting George's beer, I'm going to embarrass Polly here. And it's a perfect time for this
please
too,
do.
because we were just talking about Dave from On Tour, who, yes, was a fantastic guest. But I made mention also that, Polly, I am enjoying this half step from On Tour. I got it as part of the Suburban delivery. Paulie more than made his mark with this offered delivery from On Tour. And just so you know
I saw that.
how serious I am. Hold on.
Polly may have made suburban deliveries worth it for him.
Uh-huh. Is this working? Can you see it?
Are you sharing?
Yeah.
Try again.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Oh, there. Hang on. Boom. There you
Oh,
go.
no, sir.
Polly,
nice.
you got quite the take.
Yeah. Well, you got to keep in mind, only one of those cases are actually for me. I just took
Sure.
orders because technically I was
Right.
Joliet was out of the distance they were willing to travel.
Yeah.
And me
yeah.
being the smart ass I am, I said something on Facebook about it. I'm like, oh yeah, Joliet and New Lenox get no love, but Crest Hill does. And they sent me a personal. They actually deleted my comment and they sent a personal message. We would be glad to send you it. I'm like, all right, Mike, worth your while.
That's awesome. I'm so glad that came together. So, anyways,
Uh,
I thought the pale ale was really good. So, and I'm sure the rest of them are too.
What,
So
what
if-
did you get, Jason?
So I got the half step pale ale.
Did you get a case of it or what?
No, I
Or
just
did
bought
you get, what did you get?
So I had to meet a certain dollar threshold. So I bought a 6-pack of the pale ale, and I'll show you what else I got. This is becoming quite an
Oh, you got-
advertisement for On Tour. So I got this little On Tour Brewing Company frisbee.
I saw that.
Yeah.
That's their disc golf putter. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, I saw that
I-
on their website.
I have a
Yeah.
frisbee at the house now.
Okay. Yeah.
When we are go golfing, then, Jason? How about that? I'm
I've
an
never
avid
played.
golfer.
Oh,
no,
no.
I've
You
never.
know, there's-
I'll give it a shot.
There's a
but-
disc golf. Yeah, there's a disc golf course around us too. I was looking for golf courses and I found a disc golf course that I want to try out.
Is there one in Joliet, Polly?
Oh, it's got to be.
There's one right by us, right?
There's
where we
six.
are.
There's 6 by my house.
Are you
Right?
serious?
Oh,
There's got to
geez.
be dozens.
I bought a frisbee
Okay.
years ago for Houston. I've never golfed. Could we make it a deal? We'll get together.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never done it. You've never done it.
Yeah,
I'm in.
There's
Polly's done
Yeah.
it. Show us the ropes.
Absolutely.
I mean, let me
Yeah,
think
I'm
here.
in.
Drink.
Joliet
All right.
too.
I think I may have accidentally just found a new hobby. All right.
Right.
Disc golf. Drink cam.
Are we seeing what's
This is
happening
awesome.
here?
Yes. Yes, we are. What did you do, Scott?
Actually, there's 7.
I changed my
within
camera.
15 minutes.
All right.
Drink.
All right. So, so it seems like Scott's ready. So, are you guys ready to give this a try?
Yes.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna step away for a second.
I'm sorry. I didn't. God,
I'm
such
going
a-
to my drink cam here.
No,
Did you get a glass, Jason?
no, I didn't because I'm such a bum.
This bottling, this is superb bottling.
Oh,
The-
thank you.
The perfect amount of headspace. That fizz just now as the cap came off was
I'll
perfect.
tell you, it's all down to the beer gun.
Beer guy's the best thing in the world.
Yeah, no kidding.
Since you said it was beer gunned, I went all the way to the bottom.
Yep. Yeah, and you should be able to, no problem. Yeah, because these are definitely
Okay.
keg conditioned.
I don't remember what this is, so I'm guessing.
Oh, sure. Okay, go ahead. Actually, let's see how I did.
It's got some Belgian,
Okay, that's good.
right? I'm getting a little bit of bubble gum on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting that too. No, it poured very nicely.
This is riveting TV.
Is this strong? This it has a slight alcohol smell to it.
So it did come out a
Made
little
for
stronger.
commercials.
It's 7.3.
Right. Like again, I don't remember what this is. Like 0%.
No, actually, I'm enjoying this. So,
Did
yeah,
we
so
talk about
see if
what
you can
this is? 'Cause I
identify.
don't remember.
Yes. This is the
Yeah, we
is
did,
the
but that's
Belgian
okay.
blonde. Belgian blonde
It's
is the
oh, you ruined it. That's okay.
oh Sorry.
Hey, I'm happy with how far I got so far.
Yeah. No, you did well.
Okay. Well, the banana aroma comes through very strongly, and it matches the taste like to a T.
Oh, there's some good banana on there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's interesting because the beer tastes exactly like it smells.
It's sweet. My drink cam. You wouldn't think so because of the alcohol smell in there, and you're telling me the ABV, and it's not a strong
Right.
alcohol smell. It's just it's a hint to let you know that it's there. It's
Right.
not in the flavor.
I agree with that. Yeah, you would not drink this and guess it was 7%.
Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous that way.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't send you mine after having this one.
So it came out to, like I said, actually 7.2, not 7.3. So it finished at 10.10, maybe slightly higher. And so it was made definitely with the Belgian yeast. It was designed to be a Belgian blonde. So at 7.2, it's at the high end of the style. And I used the Y Yeast 1762, which is the Belgian Abbey 2. So you should be getting a bunch of those Belgian notes in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it was the first thing that jumped out when I excuse me, when I sniffed it. Here. You see that?
Yeah. You can see the clarity much better there.
Yeah, it's overwhelming the camera, but it's SRM wise, I couldn't give it a number, but it looks darker on my camera, and I feel like I'm not doing it justice, which is why I wanted to do this.
Let me help.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So it's the SRM target on it was 5.1. I feel like it came in slightly darker than that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right, if you're
closer to
looking at
6.
mine looks almost like a red.
At that camera angle, yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
At that
But
camera
looking
angle,
at George's,
yeah,
the one that I see from George in his hand there.
Yeah. Do you mean to say, Scott, that you do not have a lighting tech on hand for every time you do a webcast? What's going on here?
I have all
Is
sorts
this amateur hour?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Since I'm lighting my
man.
studio with a DJ system.
I know.
One of my old DJ
you're,
systems.
you're supplied.
It's all it chases the sound.
Oh man.
It's a nice place to brew the dubstep remix.
Yeah, 'cause it's, like I said, it's a DJ system, so it chases the sound.
That's what this webcast is missing is dubstep.
I've said that.
Oh,
Since week
man.
one.
God.
This is
I love the collective
yeah.
groan that just created.
I mean, in the right frame of mind, I can get down to some dubstep, but not in the background of us talking. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
hell,
It's nothing could conflict further from the topics that we talk about here on this show than
little marshmallow.
So guys, I gotta ask this because this is one of the ones that I'm considering. Actually, Jason, over our triple that we used to make, of having being one of my standard brews that I make. So this is one I want to try to refine and things. Is there anything in there that you would maybe alter, give it a little bit more of that Belgian character? Does it need more hop character or anything like that?
So let's start off with grain. What was your grain bill for this beer?
Grain bill for this beer was 12 pounds of Pilsen 2-row, a pound of caramel 20, and half a pound of white wheat.
What's the SRM on the
and that's
wheat?
The SRM on the wheat was 2.3.
Okay, all right. So maybe what you should do is on the caramel, knock that from caramel 20 down to caramel 10.
Think so? Lighten it up a little bit?
That might be the answer to what appears to be a little bit of a darker beer than what a Belgian blonde probably looks like. I mean, what else could be contributing to that color to it? You didn't dry hop this, did you?
No, I did do a half ounce of Magnum at 30 minutes left in the boil, and I did an ounce of Tettnang at Whirlpool on it. So that was the only hops I did. I didn't do any dry hopping or anything like that.
Yeah, so I don't think that's darkening the beer.
Can you hold yours up again, George?
Sure.
Because his is a lot lighter than ours. I mean, look at the. Well, no, I'm getting some light on there. Yeah, a little
But
bit.
mine's
Look
had
at
a chance to.
That's wow, that's so strange. We have like
A
three
little
different
bit
colored
lighter.
beers. Are you sure you,
Yeah.
this is all the
Were
same
you
one, right?
drunk when you let's grab 3 of them here.
yes.
So I mean, this is the
I
only thing
wouldn't
I can think of is
Oh,
Oh,
the only thing he can think of.
what an appropriate time for George to drop out.
All right. So bitterness wise, I think while he's out, we'll talk about him. Bitterness wise, I think he's right in the ballpark.
I think so too. Yeah, it's a malt forward beer, and the overwhelming flavor is the banana notes.
Mm-hmm.
You agree with that?
Yeah. Oh, there you. We're back.
so it's good. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, the other thing I was going to say is this is a lighter. This is a more recent pull off the keg. So if there was any like sediment or anything at the bottom from the cold crash, maybe you guys got a little bit of that, although you shouldn't have. There's definitely enough pulls that should have been gone, and it also has been sitting for a while. Where yours is recently poured, so I don't know if that would contribute either.
Yeah.
But
This
yeah.
has been in the keg for what, 2 months now? Well, not maybe month and a half.
When was that brew day that we did, that side-by-side brew day?
Yeah, it was right at the beginning of the quarantine, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's probably been in there for a good month and a half.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you remember your mash temp?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, good question.
I don't, but Beersmith does.
I know, right? That's how I am too.
Mash temp. 152.
Right? Because if we could dry this out just a little bit more, not much.
You're welcome. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I don't think there's any problem with the body of the beer. I think the body is just right.
And I feel I was going to say mine is a little thick. Not thick. It's not thick.
Really?
I would like it to be a little bit lighter. That's all.
Like it to be a little bit lighter? Jason,
I don't know if I agree with that.
I gotta BJCP this. I gotta make sure. I gotta go check out my style guidelines and see what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I don't feel like thinning it out would add anything to it.
First of all, we are only doing this in the context of you're entering this in something, right?
Sure. No, that's that. Yes.
Right?
Are we
That's fair.
talking if we're talking about entering it in something? That's the only way I'm talking about this. If you're talking about just, hey guys, do you like this beer? I want to keep it on my house at all times. Yes, I would be happy to have this on my house at all times.
All of us have many years of experience going to homebrew clubs, and we're familiar with the BJCP, so we always look at it through that lens. There's no doubt.
Yeah. I mean, do I think if I were to make this again and it came out exactly like this, would I be upset? Absolutely not. My question is there anything that I could do to like make it a little bit more to style or anything like that?
As a
which is what
drinker,
you're getting at, Scott.
no.
Yeah.
As a drinker, no. I'm very happy with this. It makes me scared to send mine.
That's a high compliment.
But if
Yeah,
we're talking.
So
Again, if
you're
talking
saying, Scott,
what can
to
bring it
make this
into style.
to make this more to style, you say thin out the body a little bit.
That's based on memory. I'm going through the guidelines right now.
Okay, all right.
Right. Yeah, I'm looking at the
to me-
so it says for the profile, it says light sweetness may have a slightly sugar-like character, subtle yet complex. And then it says for the flavor, smooth, light to moderate, grainy, sweet malt flavor initially, but finishes medium dry to dry, with a smooth alcohol becoming evident in the aftertaste. So
I guess that's up
kinda
to
what the,
interpretation.
yeah.
It's interesting because all the descriptions read exactly like that.
Belgian blonde right here, 25A.
So, well, I'm glad you guys like it. And Please don't be afraid to send yours. I'm excited
No, listen,
to try it. Like I said,
I like how this played out. I like that all of us got to do a deep dive on this and have a good conversation about this. So,
yeah.
and I think doing it separately will give us an avenue that we can do the same thing with Scott's and mine and Paulie's.
I'm so happy you sent 2 of them too, because then I get to share it with my wife.
Yeah.
There you
Well,
go.
I hate sending one. It always is like, here, I'm being stingy. I'm sending one to you. You know?
I sent 2 Loganberries for that reason. Like, we'll do one here on the podcast, and then there's one that you're going to give to somebody else. Just like the Malort.
Right.
Like, I've talked a bunch of people into Malort.
Have you really?
As soon as we can get together.
Did you send him 2 bottles, Jason?
No, just one.
No, just
Okay,
the
good,
one.
'cause that's just
I've
mean.
had my fill. Yeah, the West New York Brewers podcast, we've been recording once a week during quarantine, and we're actually going to up it to twice a week very soon. But the Malort, everyone I mentioned it to, they're like, "Oh, I want to try that." Like, as soon as we can get together, I've got some. I promise I'm not going through it until we do.
Right.
Is everyone
And
on the show? Are they all local to the Buffalo area?
We're all Buffalo. In fact,
All
most of the
Buffalo,
guys,
okay.
there's a local group called the Buffalo Beer League, which I don't know what you would call them. They're a Buffalo like beer street team. Without being asked, they just go to every single beer release in Buffalo and have done it for like 10 years. I have no idea how they make it out to as much as they do.
That's awesome.
But yeah, they our local brewers organization. This is again inside baseball, and I've probably already said this, and I'm sorry, but
You're good.
our local beer organization, our local brewers trade union, not union, but trade organization, just joined the New York State one. So the Buffalo Beer League's blog, which was on their website, had no place to go. And I contacted them, or they contacted me, I don't remember. And I said, "Hey, I've got a blog that needs content, and you guys have content that needs a blog. Like, let's do this together." So we've been recording podcasts together now for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's great.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
We all
so
have the same connections. There's 30-something breweries in Buffalo, and we all know everybody. So either I'll reach out or they'll reach out.
Or do you want to mix them? Mix them?
Sorry, it's good beer.
Mhm.
Nice.
It is.
That's
It is.
nice.
No, it's a solid effort on this one, George.
But yeah, point was,
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
they all want to try the Malort, and my
Yeah.
personal friends
No,
want to
it's
try
not
the
so-
Malort.
You know, you could put Malorts in a smaller container and send it to them and say, "Here, try this," but that's not as much fun. You have to experience
Right.
their experience of it. Yeah, and otherwise it's just not as much fun.
These past couple of weeks, I assume it's the same for you guys, Jason and Paulie at least, where we've had a brewery on, and one of us will go pick up stuff from that brewery and then just go hit everyone's house.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I left you a 6-pack on your stoop. One of the guys brought me a bottle of terrible whiskey last week, and we all got drunk on that on Saturday.
Well, I mean, you can do a drop off of terrible Malort the same way.
Yep.
If everyone's not that far away, it's an option. Hey, Paulie, welcome back.
There you are, Paul.
Yeah,
All right.
I had to go get another beer. Sorry.
This is
Oh,
not getting
I
No,
any
heard
you're
worse.
good, man.
No more.
So,
What'd you say, Scott?
This is not getting any worse. This is getting better and better as it warms up.
I agree.
Ah, guys, you're making me blush here.
What's up, Paulie?
nothing. I got the peanut gallery back here cracking Malort jokes that I had. Yeah, right?
I'm allergic to peanut gallery.
Have you told the Peanut Gallery to watch the past episode where Scott took his introductory shot
And my wife.
and his wife right afterwards?
Yeah.
See?
It was last Thursday?
Last Thursday, right, Scott?
Last
No,
Thursday.
it
Yeah.
might have been 2 Thursdays ago by now.
Oh, no, you're right.
that-
It might have been 2 Thursdays.
That might be true. Yeah.
No.
Exactly.
But Lord, it's either you got something to prove or they need to prove something to you.
It was.
That's it. I'm sorry, brother.
Is that their official slogan?
I like that slogan.
That sounds,
I like it.
That sounds brilliant.
Oh,
That's marketing genius.
I learned that
right
my
there.
21st birthday.
Oh,
Say that again.
Actually,
It either proves something to you or you have to prove something to. Say that again.
You either have something to prove to them or they have something to prove to you. There's no other reason to take a shot of that whatsoever.
Sure enough. Yeah. I'm loving the drink cam.
That goes back to in 2009 when I started my first podcast. It was streamed on Ustream, and I had 4 cameras.
I remember Ustream.
Yeah, it was streamed on Ustream with 4 cameras, and one of them was a drink cam. Because
if
we
we
were
do-
all in the same room.
If we do these bottle shares more, you might need to add a separate, login with a drink cam.
I'll figure out a way where I can put an overlay on this. I'm sure you can.
Okay. So. Oh man.
But
So
we would
I
do a drink, as
yeah?
you do.
Yeah.
I gotta find out how to. Go ahead, George.
I was change the topic a little bit, but I did my first test of my Herms recirculation system without, I was going to call it a dry run, but there was water involved, without any grains, just testing the recirculation of it, and it worked. And Jason, I showed you the setup, but I
Yes. Oh, yeah.
this is the Herms manifolds that I made to go along with it. So I took these, and I hope you guys can see that, and I drilled 1/4-inch holes all around
You'll
the
have some
base
good
of this.
input on this.
Yeah, I drilled 1/4-inch holes all around the base of this, and then I drilled 1/4-inch holes in like a circular pattern around this guy. I was kind of testing to see which one would work better. In the end, this one, the larger beast here, worked better. So I think that's the one I'm going to end up using. But I have it suspended inside of my mash tun, and the water's coming into it and really just kind of sprinkling down into the cooler. So I think it's going to work out pretty well.
Nice.
Punch the last thing over the bed. You lay down, you look up.
I have-
Oh, yeah. I mean,
I'm sure I have some
Sorry,
pictures
guys.
of my old system.
No,
Ollie,
you're good.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're the perfect person to comment on this that George put together.
Who, me?
So this is your herb system?
This is the last part of my Herms system, yeah, and I'm going to be using probably the one on the right here, and it is, it's just made out of CPVZ, and I drilled 1/4-inch holes along the base here to sprinkle the water down into and it's I did a test run of it, and it didn't come out of every single hole equally, but it wasn't jetting out of any of them. And that was at full bore of the chugger. So I'm not going to have to stress out the chugger on that either. So I was very happy with that.
Cool. Yeah, it looks good. I like that.
I didn't expect that.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty much as far jar is what you're saying when it's coming out and dribbling down.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah. And I've got it set up. I that's an NPT, connector there, so I've got a quick disconnect in there, and then I've got a male quick disconnect, so I can hook that up to my hot liquor tank for the sparge part too. So not only will it be useful for the Herms portion, but also for the sparge portion as well.
All right, perfect. Yeah, that would work. I like that. That's pretty ingenious. So what kind of cooler are you mashing into? A square cooler, obviously.
It's actually not. It's a 10-gallon igloo. So
I guess this looks deceiving. I mean, it looks really big for me, but if that fits in a 10-gallon igloo, I believe it.
Yeah, and I measured it and cut it. The long ends here are a little bit longer than the parts that go into the T brackets. And that's just so when I put it down in, it would fit inside of the igloo cooler. And so it does. It fits pretty snugly inside there. And I wanted to try to do it as much as possible to give good coverage, but getting and I thought about doing a round one, but finding enough, the right dimensions of curved CPVC is a pain in the ass. So I decided not to do that.
Yeah. Is that half inch?
It is half
What
inch.
size
yeah.
is that?
Half inch.
You
Yeah.
know what? You could have bent that shit. I'm a plumber. I work with it. No, you can't. It would look pretty good. I'm gonna build one. I'm laying out. I'm bored, No, but it looks really good. I like that. I do. So the only question I have, how do you set the height with that?
Right now, going back to the whole MacGyver thing, I have 2 pieces of all thread that I'm pinching together around the base of this to suspend it in there. But I'm trying to figure out a better way to do it that's less kind of,
just to see like what he can get it.
MacGyver-ish thinking.
Get yourself a nice piece of plastic, like high temp plastic. Drill a hole through there, and then get yourself a hose clamp. And all you got to do is as long as that hole is nice and tight, if you want, you can put a washer there. All you got to do is when you set your height, nut driver, it's locked into place.
Right. Yeah, that is a good idea. I was actually thinking about doing that, but not with. I found a piece of stainless steel flat bar that I was thinking about using, and then cutting a notch into it, and doing it that way.
Yeah, because pretty much I've had a bunch of sparge arms like that, similar to that were built like that. I always had the little spinny ones. I don't know how I got lucky and was able to get little like the ones you see in the pro breweries. There's a little guy go
right
in my mash, and can't find those anymore. So, and that's how I would always hold that thing up.
Okay.
So that plastic is very light too. So they would do the same thing.
It's super light. So either high temp plastic so it wouldn't bend, or the stainless steel flat bar is kind of what I'm thinking long term.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that's a cool little thing.
Thank you. That's been my project, and that's what I'm going to be doing. That's how I'm going to be brewing this weekend. So
Herm's ready brew system.
Hopefully, crossing my fingers that it works.
That's awesome, man. Hats off to you.
Yeah.
That is
That is
quite an upgrade.
Sorry, Polly?
What size holes did you drill in there for coming out the bottom? Sure. I mean,
yeah.
The only problem I could maybe foresee with that is, like if you're doing it during your recirculation. Oh, actually, you won't be doing that because you got the mash thing. Never mind. I just answered my own question.
Okay.
Because the whole when it's coming around, you're doing the whole herbs thing. It's going the whole time. I was thinking about when it's coming out the kettle and dropping down, and it just dawned on me. I'm like, okay, never mind. I answered my own question.
Okay. Glad I could be involved. Yeah. No, but so the only thing I thought about that I think maybe is where you were going was it clogging. And number one, that's why I drilled slightly larger holes than I was originally thinking. I was originally thinking about 1/8 of an inch, but I went 1/4 inch to kind of prevent clogging. And the other one is because it's going to continuously be going and be used for sparge, there's going to be less of a chance of it clogging. So,
okay, that's good. I mean, I see it. I see it all the time. My very first mash tun, I took a coil of copper because I'm a plumber. I got coils laying all over the place, and I cut a bunch of little mini slits in the bottom of it. That was my mash tun for first 6 months. So I figured out the right way to use my false bottom that I still have, and when I finally took the thing apart, I had little hunks of grain stuck in because I just took mini slits in the whole coil on the bottom.
Right.
I had hunks of grain stuck in there, and I'm like, how many times have I brewed with that grain running
Yeah.
through?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my plan is that
Cautionary
because
tale.
yeah, my plan is after everything's done when I'm in the cleaning phase is to hook it up directly to the pump and pump water through it, and that way it'll be much stronger than after pushing all the way through the Herms coil and everything and the vertical motion there. And so if anything is stuck in there, that it should push it out and do that with PBW to really clean it out, and I think it'll be all right. So
Oh, hey, this is the mock-up. You haven't used it yet? You're getting ready to do a test run on it? Or
I did
you
a
have
test
used
run.
it, so-
I did a test run, and the water flows through just fine, and it comes out at a rate that I'm happy with. That it's not going to disturb the grain bed. But I have not used it to brew yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, keep us informed. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
I
Take pictures, take videos, all that good stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, most of my whole system that I brew at my house, minus a few toys because I work for Brew and Grow, so I get them like a lot cheaper than anybody else. Everything else I've made. I counterflow chiller. Well, I got that from a Christmas party. But everything else, my immersion chiller, I bought a coil of copper. I still have it to this day. I still use it every now and then. It's like probably my oldest piece of equipment that I have. Kind of fun. I like MacGyver stuff together.
As do I. Yeah, it's half the fun, right?
It's a huge part of home brewing, no doubt.
Yeah.
Are you brewing on Big Brew Day, Polly?
I am. I'm gonna brew the beer that 1050 clone we've been brewing for a little while.
Oh, that's
Imperial
right.
Stout.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, I still got that 2-hearted clone ready to go. I still might try and throw that in on Sunday for fun. Fuck it, just get it done and over with. So I got some more beer at my house to drink.
Sure. Yeah. Hey,
I've had
summer's right around the corner. Keep cold beer.
I've had to take away. Yeah, I've had to take a break from the pandemic beer that I made because every time I drink it, it knocks me out. I felt like I did 3 shots the night before. Because I'm nice.
So I'm noticing something, and this is slightly off topic, but I'm noticing that Scott, if you're going to keep doing this, I think you might need to start sporting a quarantine beard.
Yeah, no. I've got the. That's the best I do.
He's got the peach fuzz. Look at that.
Right? At one point in my life, I did the goatee.
Uh-huh.
It was during college, and then in October I shaved off the bottom, and I was Hulk Hogan. But it's super sparse. It's a super sparse Hulk Hogan, which is why I don't do it. You know what? The trade-off, the takeaway is all of my hair is clear. This hair is clear. This hair is clear. Nothing is gray because everything is clear. There's no color to it. So I'm fine with not being able to grow facial hair as long as I don't go gray up top, because when you pick any single one of these, it doesn't matter which one it is, there's no color to it. When you put it together, it kind of looks blonde. It's all clear hair.
You're all good then. You're all good.
Like a polar bear. That's
right.
Polar bear hair.
Yeah, that's exactly
right. Oh man.
I do see that my growing of my beard has definitely brought out the gray in me because both sides are just.
Yep. See.
Yeah, I'm getting. If I can get my. Yeah, I'm getting some.
I'm not seeing it in you, George. No, you
just
still,
a little bit.
Yeah, the gray is not showing up in you at all. You're very good in that category.
I don't want to brag. I'm 37, but I easily look 35. So, I mean, this is.
I mean, are you claiming that as a negative thing?
Right? I could pull off 35, 34 and a half.
Hey, man, hats off to you.
Yeah.
I'm 37 as well, and I feel like my beard is giving my age away. I can't claim that I'm 30, in my early 30s anymore. So, but hey, it's
Well,
I'll
I'll
can't
tell
do
you
anything
this
about it.
though. I mean, it's not always a bad thing. Like Hannah and I we were watching episodes of Cheers, and Ted Danson's in that, and we had recently watched The Good Place. I'll tell you what, Ted Danson today, hell of a, and I say this with a unblemished record of staunch heterosexuality. Ted Danson today, so much better looking than Ted Danson back then.
So he has stark white hair now.
That's a take.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Polly?
He definitely grew into his looks.
Seriously, now. I just thought that was funny. I'm talking to Dave Campbell right now. On tour.
I'm sorry.
He's tech. So
Now you're watching Cheers. The first episode of Cheers. It's a little bit roundabout how I'm going to go for this, but Cheers episode 1, the pilot. What year?
86.
82.
No, it's earlier than that. 82, yeah.
82.
Oh my God!
By the way, Jason, the year I was born.
Me too. I was born in 82 also. Oh,
Yeah.
small world.
Cheers pilot, 1982. All right,
damn.
Ted Danson. Ted Danson was born in 47.
Okay.
Right?
I'm not going to do the math in
So-
my head. He was
He would have
35
been 30 some. Yeah.
in the first episode of Cheers.
Okay.
He was 35. How does that feel? That doesn't feel good. I don't want to know that.
I don't know.
I'll tell you what, though.
That's not
I'd
shocking
put-
to me.
Ted Danson in the first episode, in those early episodes of Cheers, he just looks rough. Like, I'm sorry, and it doesn't add up in my head because like his role in that show is supposed to be like everybody wants Ted Danson, and we look at it today and it's like, why? I don't get it.
Okay, now how about 38? Kelsey Grammer. Can you picture Kelsey Grammer in the first episode of Frasier? Bald.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was 38.
He was 38 when he did that. Wow.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I am taking
what year was he born?
I am taking your podcast on a ride right now, and I'm sorry.
Oh, dude, like,
Have at it.
yeah.
I'll be back at
These things happen when you drink beer, It's like, let's talk about
You taking off,
Cheers
Polly?
for a while.
Woody Harrelson.
We're in the second hour of the show, and it's whatever rabbit hole we fall down.
Woody Harrelson was 21 on the first episode of Cheers.
I believe
Okay.
that.
I
I
That
believe
makes
that.
sense. He was always
on the
younger
first
than
episode
the.
of Cheers.
He was not on the first episode of Cheers. When at first there was a coach of Ted Danson's that was on, and he played the same kind of idiot savant role that Woody Harrelson does, where he's really good at things, but he's also really dumb. And
1985 was the first episode that Woody Harrelson appeared upon.
yeah, and
Season
unfortunately, Woody
3.
Harrelson came in because the actor that played Coach died. And so they brought in Woody to kind of fill that
George, how
role.
old are you?
I was born in 81, so I got a year on you guys.
You know this kind of stuff. 'Cause yep.
Yeah, I was 1 year old sitting down watching Cheers and
Cracking a beer.
cracking a beer.
So you mentioned Frasier a second ago. So yeah, I mean, is Kelsey Grammer the same age as Ted Danson?
No, he's slightly younger, but not by much.
Slightly younger. Yeah, okay. Because I mean, I mean, Frasier was in the '90s when that show broke, and I certainly.
1993. I just
Is
looked
that-
it all
is-
up.
is
That's
that-
not
is that
off
what
the
it
top
was?
of my head.
93?
I just
Okay.
looked it
All right.
all up.
Yeah.
Well, I have much more vivid memories of Frasier than I do Cheers,
I love
just because
that.
of,
Me
because of the time frame. So,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow,
It's
that's
fun.
that's an interesting trip down memory lane.
Sorry about
Well,
that.
and while
You guys
it's all
should
right.
come
While
my
we're on
podcast and
Cheers,
just like dismantle the entire thing. That's what you should do.
No,
deal.
I'm in.
I feel like that's the trajectory of these shows. Is the second hour becomes a deep dive in whatever we tend to fall into.
Well, and somebody
And I'm okay
took
with that.
character. Somebody said took all the main characters from Cheers, and almost every main character in Cheers showed up in a Star Trek episode. So the working theory is that Cheers was a holodeck program.
That's interesting.
I don't even know what that means, but that's hilarious.
Oh, do you not? Are you not?
No,
No,
I'm
not a
not
Star
in the
Trek guy.
I'm not in the Star Trek universe at all.
Yeah, but you don't know what a holodeck is.
No.
Like, I feel like
It's still
Scott,
funny.
you know what a holodeck
It's
is.
still
right?
funny.
All right, I'm gonna out myself as I've never watched Star Trek, not one.
I am the
No.
lone
Oh,
Star
no,
Trek.
no, no.
Polly,
Don't
save
feel bad
me
about
here.
that.
I've watched some of it. I'm not a Trekkie, but I have watched some of the series. Like I've seen the old ones. I love the old ones.
Okay.
You know,
All
everyone.
right.
And
So
seen probably the first 3 or 4 movies, but never like into Trek. I mean,
Okay.
I've seen like I've seen a few like inceptions that have happened in all the
Sure.
years. So, but I know what a
So,
holodeck is.
a running thing
I know what
in
you're talking
all of them was the holodeck, which was the recreation area on the ships where it was a holographic, thing where they could project whatever they wanted, scenarios and landscapes and things like that. And inevitably something would go wrong and the holodeck would turn evil and try to kill him, and in at least 2 or 3 episodes in the series, in each series. And but yeah, so that's the holodeck. Yeah.
I always
Now you
get
guys
to
are making
chuckle
me feel
all
like
the
a
time.
giant nerd.
I think it's the glasses, George, but I get it. I feel like I should be a Star Trek person or a Star Wars person. I've never seen Star Wars. I think we've already mentioned this.
You have mentioned that, which just boggles my mind for so many reasons.
Yeah,
I love Star Wars.
it's
I
the
do.
glasses.
I really-
It throws people off.
It's almost identical to like PS.
I'm very cool. The glasses just don't show that.
Oh, you are? Yes. No,
Yeah,
absolutely.
totally cool.
You're the front man in a band. That's like
in
instant
a traditional
cool cred.
Irish band. Hell yeah.
And 30 years old.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find pictures of my old brewing rig before the electric stuff, before the Grainfather and the RoboBrew.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to see that. What you did before you graduated to that.
Coming
It was
back
all-
around to homebrewing. All right.
Oh, gravity fed, because the PVC unit that you put together is very similar to the sparge arm that I built for
Okay.
my old system. I
Yeah, it was funny. I was in.
can't seem to find them, but it's similar.
Well, find them. We can bring them up again in another stream.
That's right.
But
Maybe I'll send them
was-
to you.
I was in Home Depot and I called Jason. I was like, Jason, do you happen to be near your mash tun at all? Because I knew we had the same mash tun.
I don't think I knew you're in Home Depot when that call came in. Okay.
Yeah, and,
I like that.
So I was like, Jason, can you measure the opening diameter of your mash
Right.
tun so I know what to
Right.
get?
Honestly, looking at that piece that you built, George, it looks wider than what the diameter is, and that fits in.
It
With the
fits
dir-
in.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
'cause it's about 8 inches on one side and about
Okay.
7 inches on the other, and it
Okay.
just fits right in. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. It looks longer than that, but hey,
That's-
if it fits, then
Yeah.
bravo.
Yeah.
It's so hard not to say it. I didn't say it. Kept it
Okay.
in.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
was
almost
it the
did.
title of someone's sex tape, or
I'm still looking for pictures.
Yeah.
So I want to open up a second one of these, and I want to bring it up to my wife and let her taste it. If I go up and do that, and I'm back in 5 or 10 minutes after having her taste it, and I bring you some notes, you're not going to leave me, are you?
No.
All right.
think so.
No, we're still
I don't
going
think we're in
strong.
danger of that.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. I'm going to open up the second one.
Okay.
Because
Right
I
on,
want
man.
to, because it's great. And then
Yeah.
I want to let my wife have it and see what her initial reactions are, and I'll relay those to you in just a moment.
Would
Sounds
she
good.
would she come down and join us? You want to do
Probably
this live?
not, because she's got the
No?
kids
Gotcha.
in bed.
Gotcha.
But she is certainly a beer. She might even be a beer snob by now.
Oh, okay.
But
All right,
she's a connoisseur. She drinks everything I do at the house, and we have very similar tastes.
Okay.
Be right back.
Right on.
All right. So,
This beer
Jason,
is
do you have-
it is getting better as the further I go down this. I definitely
thanks,
agree
sir.
with that.
I appreciate that. Do you have your ingredients for the weekend?
I'm on live.
This is a topic to talk about off the show.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Ominous, but sure.
What about you, Paulie?
What?
Yeah,
Sorry,
do
I
you-
was getting distracted. I had to shut down. We'll bring me up to speed here a second.
Yeah.
What
So
were we
you're
talking
making a 1050 clone this weekend?
Exactly.
Got everything ready? Are you
Yeah,
are you
just-
making this on the brew and grow rig?
No, I'm gonna brew with Sean.
Oh, okay. Right on.
No, I actually last time I saw Mike, like I got some. I went and got some stuff from him, and I actually threw it out there. He's like, "No, nobody's allowed in the store." I'm like, "I get it," but I at least had to can I at least try and brew here? If there's just the two of us in here, I'll be in the back. You can stay in the front.
Mhm.
Hey, I need this and this and this. I'm not on the clock. I'm waiting on my mash. I'll pull orders for you just to help out. So,
Mhm.
but he doesn't want to cause any ruffles. But I'm gonna brew with Sean. Like I've looked at my rig. I'm thinking about doing it still. But for me at my house, to set everything up, kind of a big giant pain in the ass. Because I brew off the back of my truck. I got just to do my whole gravity system.
Your truck is involved in your brew setup? I love that. I love that so much.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. When we're not social distancing, Paulie, we need to have a brew day together, you and me. It's never happened.
Oh yeah,
We made mead before, but we've never made beer.
yeah, exactly. You want to use my janky ass setup, and we're gonna end up doing no chill. It's gonna be a no chill.
Fine. Or we can brew here
Yeah.
here in Darien at a nice place to brew. The garage setup.
I'll do both of them.
Sure.
If we're allowed to go places, yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
that. I'll come up with it, bro, for
Done.
sure.
Done.
So,
You have an award-winning New England too, and I'm interested.
I want to brew my brown again. I want to brew the original brown that won that award. So because the phosphor one was changed up a little bit because I was an asshole. Showed up to a homebrew competition at a brewery with a clone of one of their beers.
Well, it was Paulie's truck that won that competition, wasn't it?
No. The one that won the phosphor competition was a new brown in town.
Was the new the brown ale? Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay. So wait, is Polly's truck? I never put this together. I guess because I just found out about your brew rig. But is Polly's truck called Polly's truck because Polly's truck is involved with the brewing process?
good question.
Not necessarily. The reason
Okay.
why it's called Polly's truck is because of Joel. Joel
I
said,
believe that.
Joel. It was funny because right when I actually because when I brewed it and when I brewed that beer the first time myself, I got so scared. Like when I was finally collecting, it was not hazy at all. It was clear and dark brown, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on here? I got really scared there for a little while. But no, when I won, Joel was like, have you named that yet? I'm like, no. He's like, how about we do it like Polly's truck? It could be a takeoff of Tony's car. Metal Monkeys IPA.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I'm like, I like that idea. And then I made sure I got in touch with Jason and Dan. Like, hey, this beer that I just won, I'm gonna call them, and it's gonna be after one of your beers, just kind of a pun on it. You cool with it? They're like, yeah, go ahead, send it. It was kind of one of those I had to like ask a couple people to make sure they were cool before I actually did it. Because I didn't want to ruffle no feathers. But no, it wasn't because honestly, there has only ever been 3 people and 1 member of the guild at my house on Brew Day.
I put it on top of.
Okay.
Because I love going, like, when Joel had his beautiful setup down, in his basement, I went down there all the time. I could sit down, and his brewery's doing most of the work for me. All I gotta do is clean a kettle. Yeah,
George
I'll
and I
clean
did
it for
it. We did it too.
We did one there too. Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, you gotta excuse me. I got a phone call from someone, so I'll be right back.
No problems. All right, let me drop him out so he gets some privacy there.
That's what I meant by dropping out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
realized
Okay.
that after I asked the question. Yeah. So.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
tremendous effort here. This is really good.
Well, thank you, sir.
I
was very
honestly
happy with how it came out.
It gets better the further down the glass you go.
Well, and that's the question: is like, what is the optimum serving temperature? Oh, Scott's back. What is the optimum serving temperature for a Belgian beer? Do you
It's
think?
probably a little higher than most.
It's 51.5 degrees. No, I don't know that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You sounded
were very
really
confident.
confident.
I was,
Of course. I believed it.
So my wife said it was very banana-y. She said it was slightly astringent and wanted to know your mash pH. That's not true. None of that is true.
You know what? Oh, okay. Damn it! I gotta stop rolling for this.
She said it was.
I was gonna say I forgot to take a mash pH.
I had 2 flights of stairs to think about a good joke. Like, what am I gonna do? But no, she said she really enjoyed it. I took it back. I snagged it out of her hands. Like, no, that's mine. But no, she really liked it. She got the banana notes right away.
Cool.
And obviously
Glad to hear
recognized it as a Belgian.
Sure. Oh, it's
now I'm not
it's
sure if he's
without
screwing with me or not.
It's
Yeah.
undeniably a Belgian.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So according to the internet, 40 to 45 is the proper serving temperature. And actually, that comes from an AHA website, so I'm inclined to believe it.
Right?
All right.
Yeah.
We went to Belgium a couple of years ago. It was phenomenal.
I've never been there. That's one place I want to go.
We spent a couple of days in Munich right after. And it was nice, but man, after going to Belgium and getting like all sorts of different types of beers, going to Munich was like, it's another Helles. Like, I like Helles, but all right.
Right. Yeah, how serious are the German breweries to the whole Reinheitsgebot thing these days? Or is that kind of a mixed bag, you think?
Couldn't say, but in Munich, it was difficult to have anything but Helles or Dunkel.
Okay.
That was it.
That is strangely fitting.
Yeah, I mean, it is, but I get why that would be annoying.
After 3 days, I opened up a menu and saw a Pilsner, like, ooh, give me the Pilsner, please. And first of all, I like Pilsners. Don't get me wrong, but I was excited. Like, I want that Pilsner now. And they gave me the Pilsner, and it was phenomenal.
Which city in Germany were you in?
Munich.
Munich. Okay, got it.
That was it. Just Munich. After Munich, we went to Switzerland. In Switzerland, their laws on homebrew is super lax, apparently. We were drinking homebrew from everywhere and anywhere.
How did you get hooked up with homebrew?
No, we were just in like a cafe or the local restaurant. Like, what's this? Oh, it's a guy down the street makes these.
Oh,
Like, that's awesome. Bring me
wow.
those, please.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. Oh, I want to involve Polly in this conversation. That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
crap.
Polly's not here. He stepped out.
Hey, what's going on?
No, that's okay. Yeah.
Welcome. Yes.
just realized-
Stay with us.
I'm out.
Oh, okay.
My
You need a
hands are
minute to go fetch something. I'll hold
No,
the fort
no.
down. Okay. Yes, I guess there it goes. Okay. So Scott was just telling a great story about being in Germany, in Munich specifically, where all he had available to him was Munich and Dunkel beers, and then he went to Switzerland, and the homebrew laws are super lax. And you could go into bars and restaurants and you could ask, where was this brewed? I was like, oh, it was this kid down the street. So it was super accessible.
And I can share my screen on some of those pictures.
Please do.
All right, so I'm going to search Munich.
Sure.
Where am I here? All right. There's my share screen. Share
Ask you
screen.
guys a question.
Yes, of course.
I'm a novice brewer. Polly's helping me out getting started. I've been getting started forever. I'm a big fan of Founders beer and especially their Mosaic Promise. Okay, and I've made a few clones, but I'm wondering about the best way to make it with a little higher ABV. I mean, would it just be to increase the grains? Is it really that simple? Don't I also need to increase the hops? Yeah, I have
All right.
Beersmith. I haven't plugged that in. I just wanted to get like more experienced opinion about doing it.
Okay, so I have two suggestions. Number one, if you're using a all grain setup, are you using an all grain setup?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Okay, what I would suggest is increase your base grain and nothing else. Don't change your specialty malts. Increase your base grain because that's your most fermentable part of the grist. So the second thing,
Well, I guess my question is it's a smash, so there's only one base grain. So that is that still apply?
no, it does. And so all I'm saying when I say increase the base grain, just add to the quantity. So if your recipe calls for 10 pounds, increase that to 13 pounds of your base grain, whatever the number is. The second thing that you could do is you could leave your grain bill alone. And then I would suggest doing a addition of dry malt extract within the last 10 minutes of your boil. And what that's going to do is that's going to add a bolster of sugar to your wort, and that's all going to ferment when you pitch your yeast. So that's either one of those will bolster your ABV.
You could
Can
just
I
add.
ask you the difference between the two?
What's that?
Could I ask you what the difference is between doing either one?
Is there a difference? Not really, right?
It's at different stages of the brewing process. Like if you're really comfortable in the mashing process and you have good temperature control, you have good recirculation, then I would say do that. If you're less confident with that and you think you're getting less efficient mashes, then I would say go with the dry malt extract and just bolster your sugar that way.
I've just added some sugar to the boil as well.
In which, I mean, a dry malt extract is essentially sugar anyways.
Right? But I'm
So it's
saying
the same thing.
just white sugar, table sugar, cane sugar, turbinado sugar.
Right.
Depending on what you're looking for. But
Yeah,
if you're just looking for just more ABV, it might even lighten your body a little bit. But just some just table sugar.
Well, I guess I was kind of hoping for increasing the flavor slightly.
Increasing
But
the
very
flavor,
slightly.
you want to go like turbinado sugar or the DME, like Jason was
Or
saying.
the DME.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, because the other sugars will add more just straight alcohol, which is going to thin it out.
It'll
and
thin it out,
make
yeah.
it, have it might even create
Good
a little
point.
bit of heat, like alcohol heat to it, rather than just adding more character and more gravity to it. So, yeah.
And if you throw that into Beersmith, it will let you know, and you might have to add some more hops into it. But Beersmith is good about stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Yeah, I was aware of that. I thought it might be different with the Smash as opposed to other stuff,
I don't think so.
Yeah, I can't think of why it would be.
No.
I don't know if at that point it would technically still be a smash, but
Same
especially if you had a
same rules
D&D.
apply.
You guys
Yeah.
just use your goddamn voice screen if you're doing Smash.
So it'd be like a double or whatever.
A double
I guess.
smash. I like it.
A double smash, yeah.
Double smash. Yeah, that is good.
An imperial
I think
smash.
I should turn it back over to Paulie now.
Did I tell you guys I'm sitting on smashtoberfest.com and I don't know what to do with it?
You own the domain,
Aw.
Smashtoberfest?
I own the domain smashtoberfest.com.
Damn.
That I just had like plans just blossom in my head.
I
We
know,
gotta
right?
talk
I don't know
about
what
that,
to do
'cause
with
I
it,
think
but
we
I
gotta
have the
make.
domain.
Huge
Yeah.
opportunity.
I'm seeing like homebrews, like make your best Oktoberfest, and just
Smashtoberfest.
plans.
Just
Yeah.
it's an October Smash homebrew competition that doesn't exist yet.
Yes.
But that's
Yeah.
one of the URLs I
all-
own and I am not willing to let go of.
So can we make our own?
One-
Can we have our own unique festival and come out with our own like version of Lederhosen? Something that's more 21st century?
What's more 21st century than Lederhosen?
Really? Really? Are we going to debate this?
So I guess, assuming Lederhosen is not an appropriate option, what would the 21st century version of Lederhosen be, Jason?
I don't know. I was putting that
Nope.
out for conversation.
No.
I really don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I have smashtoberfest.com. I also have howgoesit.com. GOSE.com. Howgoesit.com. So those are two totally separate homebrew competitions.
Those are great names.
Somebody has to have made
Whenever I
beer at
come up
some
with a
point
good
called
beer
How
pun,
Goes It.
if it's not already taken, I grab the URL.
You just go to whois.com and see if somebody owns it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then if I don't, I buy it. I've got 45 URLs.
It's cheap to buy web domains, as
They're
you
like
clearly
$8
know.
a year.
Right, exactly. It's stupid cheap.
That's funny.
I love that.
I've got some good ones. Those are some good ones. Howgoesit.com,
Yeah.
Smashtoberfest.
Yeah. I totally get it.
One of these
So-
days, man, we're going to come up with it. Smashtoberfest.
So off square brewing did a How Goes It.
Well, I've got
and-
howgoesit.com. They can come and talk to me.
and Bent Spoke Brewing did a How's It Goesin.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
Yeah.
Awesome. I also
Yeah.
have wny.beer, as in Western New York, .beer.
Right. Okay.
Man, what else? I have hicksdigme.com.
Hicks dig me?
Yeah,
Why?
like chicks dig me.
Oh.
I have hicksdigme.com.
If you ever open up a country bar, we know the name.
Yeah. It's for bluegrass stuff. Hicksdigme.com.
That is totally bluegrass. Totally bluegrass.
Hey, calm down, all you guys.
Hicks dig me.
It's hicksdigme.com. I made a shirt years ago that says
Oh my
on
God,
the
that's
front
amazing.
it said I play bluegrass music, and on the back it said Hicks dig me. But I bought the website, and nothing has ever come of it. I'm just advertising on your podcast right now for all of my domain names. Anyone wants to buy them?
Feel free.
Yeah,
Feel
yeah.
free.
You are, but I'm perfectly fine with that.
Again, I have
Oh,
45 domain names. I'm willing to sell some of them.
45 web domain, man.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
so,
like-
so is this Scott's retirement plan? Just an archive of web domains?
I guess, right? Like both of my kids, I've got their full names
Okay.
as domain names because they're going to want them eventually. And I don't want someone else getting them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
My wife is Samantha, so I have her full name. I also have sampanfill.com.
Sam?
Yeah, Samantha Panfill and sampanfill.com because I don't want someone else getting it.
20 years.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I get it. Yeah.
There's another Scott Panfill in Western New York who I'm not
In
related
Western
to.
New York?
In Western New York. There's
Ah,
only two of us in the
wow.
country, and we're both in Buffalo. And
Wow. What are the odds?
And I don't want him to get any of the stuff. He has nothing. I have everything.
You get nothing.
At best, he has like scottpanfill1@gmail.com. He doesn't get Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo. He
Okay.
doesn't get any of that.
Okay. Did you raid Gmail's
man.
domains too? Did you register every like?
Every single one of them. They all have them.
I love that.
I
man.
sign up for stuff
It's
right.
like the.
What are
It's
you
like
gonna
the
do?
digital form of hoarding.
100% that's hoarding. That's absolute hoarding. And honestly, I mean, they put laws in place on the internet for this type of thing. Like in the early days when there was the first run of web domains,
Laws? I didn't hear what?
they no. I'm not pointing the finger. I'm just saying in the early 2000s when the internet was, you know, in its first run of prominence, there was a select number of people that would buy web domains for the recognized names like Coca-Cola and Pepsi and people like
Microsoft
that.
and-
Yes, exactly. And it was a form of hoarding, and they basically held these domains hostage. And they just said, if you want to, if you want this domain, cut me a check for $5 million or whatever it was. And of course, that ended up reaching the federal government, and they put certain safeguards in place around those types of situations. So
It's funny you should say that though, because not too long ago, I think it was Microsoft.com expired and went through
What?
the safeguard period,
That's funny.
and someone picked
Microsoft
it up,
of all things.
and yeah, of all things,
Holy
someone picked
crap.
it up, and they ended up paying them a good chunk of money to get it back.
Oh my God!
One of these days, man.
Yeah.
One of these days.
All right, Scott, you have the
Yeah.
right idea. You have the right mentality.
One of the our homebrew club
just need this-
is German for the homebrewers. Is Das Hausbrauers is German for the homebrewers.
Okay.
And I have thehomebrewers.com.
Okay.
Not homebrewers.com,
Yeah, it's funny,
but thehomebrewers.com.
Oh, okay.
We had Matt Bowling on from the American Homebrewers Association, and he told us one of the big problems he has is everybody wants to make their homebrew club an acronym of brew or hops or something like that. So they'll send him messages and be like, well, I'm from the Brew Homebrew Club. And he's like, for God's sake, which one? You know, be more specific. So, yeah.
The Brew.
I'm looking at my 45 URLs right now. You guys want any of them? I'll sell them all to you.
I will send you a bottle of beer for
I'll pass you off one, man. I've got a bunch. I've got
Oh, man.
what's the end here? One of them is a beer podcast out of Buffalo that's not a beer podcast anymore. I was on their podcast. So we're sitting there just like this. And I go, what's your web address? and they said the long, like it's something dot Google dot sites dot blank dot numbers.com. And I was like, you don't have your name? And they said, no, like I do now. It's mine now.
What?
And that night, while I was sitting on their podcast, I registered their podcast name. And
Wow.
I've pointed it to their podcast ever since. I'm not going to be a dick about it.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? But I'm like, if you
They just-
guys don't want this, I'm just going to point it to my podcast eventually.
You made me feel like they were going to be like, well, it's something dot geocities or
I know, right?
Yeah.
like tripod
Yeah,
or whatever it
GeoCities.
was.
That Exum.
Wow.
I had GeoCities sites. I'm sure you all did too.
Oh,
You're
I did
30
too.
something.
Yeah, I mean,
Went to him, yeah.
yeah.
George,
think-
how old are
Yeah,
you?
that's way back in the day.
He's
I'm
38.
I'm 38.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're the old one.
So,
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Except for
There-
Paulie. Paulie, how old are you? You don't got to answer
44.
that. 44. So
I'm
you got
40.
you got some years on us, not by much.
Not by much. Yeah.
so there's the
I'm
classics.
So fuck-
That was a good joke that none of us heard.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a classic story about the Space Jam website, which is unchanged since
Oh,
1996. Was that built
Yeah.
on GeoCities? Is that what
Totally
it was
true.
based on?
It looks like a GeoCities website.
Yeah, it does.
It does, doesn't it? I don't know if it is spacejam.com, but it is unchanged since
yeah,
the movie came out.
right,
Which is
1996.
awesome.
Yeah,
It is awesome.
yeah, it is.
Because I don't care who you are. That's a ridiculously awesome movie.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, I'm gonna share some screens. You guys ready?
Sure.
Yep.
I'm gonna share the screen here. So
Whoops. That's not what I wanted to
There's
do.
George.
That is what
Hi,
I wanted to do.
can you see
There
me?
you go. All right.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. All right, there you go.
You should be looking at a wheat beer.
We are.
What
Okay.
a nice glass.
So this is an Erdinger Weissbrau. Like our first night in Munich, we had a wheat beer, and I was super excited. Like, oh, awesome, a wheat beer. And then here's a Dunkel, the second beer of the same night.
That is a dark beer.
It's a Dunkel, right? And then every beer from that point on is exactly the same. It's a Helles.
Yeah, yeah. Hofbrau. Is that what that glass
Helles.
is?
We were at Hofbrau House. Yep.
Yeah, yep.
And we stopped at the merchandise thing there, and we were gonna grab a glass, and I just bought one off of Amazon and had it shipped at the house. And then a Hacker Peshore. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yep, another Helles. That was actually on our 10-year anniversary of that beer. Helles, Dunkel, Helles. And then we get to Switzerland. I don't know if you can see these pictures here.
Beautiful scenery.
So we're in
Yeah,
a
it
valley in Switzerland
Wow.
in the Swiss Alps. Okay, so Lauterbrunnen is what I'm searching now to see some of the homebrews.
Is that like the word for homebrew, or
No, Lauterbrunnen is
is that a city?
water, louder, which is water, and Brunnen. I
Right.
don't remember what that means, but here's this is a guy's homebrew,
Wow. Okay. He's got his
Five-
own label and everything.
right? 5% ABV. I mean, it looks like a homebrewed label, and it is.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like as a beer.
Okay.
I like that. I like that. Whatever it is with the beer glass. That was cool.
Here's the label. Ingredients: Wasser, right? Hopfen, Hefe. So it's got some wheat in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unfiltered and unpasteurized. Lauterbrunnen in Switzerland. Yeah, Ulf and the Wolf Craft Brewery. When I said, "Where's this?" Oh, it's a guy down the street. He makes these.
Okay.
How's your German language skills?
Not good.
No? Okay.
I spent some time trying to learn German before going over there.
It's not easy.
Oh, and Fisher Price.
No.
Are you guys familiar with Fisher Price?
Yeah, of course.
Oh yeah, of course.
I took some pictures in Switzerland of some Fisher Price stuff. They're local to us. Fisher Price is out of Buffalo.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
So I took some pictures like, hey guys, you got Fisher Price stuff. This is Buffalo stuff. And they were like, we don't care.
Yeah, you're
Who
weird.
cares? But like I cared. But I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
And we got a Schwarzmunk. Oh, 4 C's IPA, another one from the Valley.
4 C's. Okay.
Yeah, from the same guy with like Centennial, Cascade, Columbus, and probably Chinook.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
And it was a little
Speaking
bit
of which,
old.
we do have
but
a
I was
question.
just so happy to have an IPA.
We do have a question about hops when we're done here, but that I want to get to.
And I was just on Twitter showing my favorite pint ever is in this collection. I'll show it to you guys too. There it is.
No problem. Do is a steer.
So we're in a small village in the Swiss Alps, and we show up at a place where they say beer garden. 5 craft beers. Here it is. 5 draft beers. Beer garden. You guys can see these, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a Schwarzbier. It's a black lager
Yeah.
back here that was made on premises, a homebrewed Schwarzbier in the Swiss Alps. And it was phenomenal. It's called Black Monk. And then the really light one there is probably another Helles. But to have a Schwarzbier, which is a great style, one of my favorite styles,
I like Schwartz a
Good
lot.
style.
on a beautiful day in the Swiss Alps, where we're halfway down the mountain, where up at the top we were in the snow, halfway down it's summer weather in the sun. This was the best pint ever right there.
Okay.
And I am done sharing. Look at that, the infinite thing.
Yeah. All right. So the question that we had was, I don't know if you guys can see it on the screen there, is what are the best unexpected hop combinations you guys have tried that have worked well?
Oh, God.
I'll answer first with the bad answer.
Okay.
I have never tried unexpected hop combinations.
Well, that's the thing. That's the part of my question is like, what does it mean? Because like all my hop combinations are very purposeful. Like when I put together a hop combination, it's very purposeful. So I'm wondering what is meant by unexpected. From my perspective, I have done 1 or 2 Franken beers that have turned out surprisingly well, where you just have a base malt and you just grab some specialties and some hops you have laying around that have turned out surprisingly well.
Yeah.
But but I honestly don't remember what I put in because it was just random stuff. But
And those are few and
Jason
far
or Polly,
between.
do you? Yeah. Jason or
Like,
Polly, do you have
actually-
any thoughts on that?
Everyone that I've always put together. Other people have done it, but I've never brewed it myself. So I guess the first one was like, because this is a few years ago when the whole New England juiciness came around. I used Palisade. Palisade was actually one hot combination. It was Citra Mosaic Cascade, Citra Mosaic Palisade. I threw those in there, and they were actually really good. Palisade was kind of like one that I didn't know about, and well, that's how Polly's Trucks won the Will County thing. Got my silver medal at Charlie Orr. Was by that little surprise combination.
Okay. Jason, have you done any surprise combinations that have worked out for you?
I feel the same way as you do. I feel like every hop that
Okay.
I've ever put into a recipe has been purposeful. I've not given any meaningful thought to how a bittering and aroma hop may combine together. May create a flavor profile between the two. And maybe that's just a result of the fact that I just don't pay as much attention to hops as a typical home brewer. And that could very well be true. But yeah, that's my take on it. I use a hop because it fits a certain taste that I'm trying to create. That's it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel much more utilitarian about it. And especially when it comes to the bittering hops, is I'm very utilitarian. Is I need a certain level of alpha acids, knowing that you're really not going to get a whole lot of flavor out of it, and I go that direction. On
Exactly.
it, which is honestly part of the reason why I'm excited about trying this bittering concentrate.
Yeah.
Because
just be careful not to overdo it. That's going to be the challenge.
You know what I mean? Just for
I think when I do try it, I'm going to try it with something a little bit more hop forward. That way, if I overdo it, it's fine. Maybe I'll make a pale ale or go as far as an IPA and see what happens.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good move.
I'm really pissed about
Well, good question.
Yeah,
good question. Terrible answers. None of us had a good one for that one.
I don't think that's a terrible answer.
It's a good question.
No. Listen, I mean, there's an element of creativity that comes with beer recipe making.
It is,
So-
for sure.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard the two different types of homebrewers, the artists and the scientists?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I've not, but I totally agree with that.
I consider myself one of those artist guys. And it's like, oh, I've read about this. Let's see what happens. Throw it in.
Yeah, no, I fall much more on the scientist side of the things. I like to plan things out, and
But what about those hops that you can't find too much about? You can only get the alpha acids and this and that. You haven't had any beers that you've ever drank with those hops in it. Like, actually, I have in my fridge in my house right now.
I don't use them.
right.
That's where I'm at. Which again is a terrible answer for a good question. I'm gonna go for the hops that I know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Because
predictability, and
part of it is I don't know science. I'm not a scientist. I'm more towards the artist, but I also I'm walking in the steps of people who have gone before me. Like these are the hops that go well together. And I'm going to try it. To a certain extent, I'll use certain hops, like George was saying, for bittering, just based on the alpha acids. But then once it comes down to it, if hops were cheaper, I might experiment more. But because I'm putting a lot of money into an IPA, I want to make sure that I'm using complementary hops, and I'm going to be on the shoulders of people who have done so.
Well, has anybody?
So what about if you got I was going to say, what about if you got a pound from your local homebrew competition, or not? Local homebrew Christmas party. It's a pound. All right, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. Tell me what you would do with that.
We have to do more of that. We don't do that in our homebrew clubs.
Oh,
we need more of that, and we have a good homebrew club holiday party, which I miss right now because we haven't been together, and I miss that.
Oh God,
yeah.
We do too, Polly.
What?
We do
What'd
too.
you say, Jay?
The JBG party.
Yeah, we do this. We do the virtual stuff. It just ain't the same, It's cool to see everybody. Like, I've seen your faces. We're drinking together. Hoo. But you go get another beer. Hold on. You want me to go get you one?
No, that's all hops. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just chewing hop leaves at the bottom of that.
That's not mine, is it? No.
No.
What is that?
No, I took some out of my fermenter just now,
Oh, okay.
and it's phenomenal. But it's at this point right here, this is nothing but hop material.
Yeah.
This is vegetation in the bottom of my glass, and I just took a sip and got a bunch of leaves in there. We have a local beer science festival every year at our Buffalo Museum of Science. It's called Beerology, and it's the science of beer. It's a great fundraiser for them, and I'm on the committee for it, and we almost got it going this year, but it's mid-March, and they canceled it. But we've done hops a couple of years now, our homebrew club, and we'll bring hops out and have people sample it and smell them and rub them in their hands. And a couple of times, just for fun, we'll be like, yeah, throw it in your mouth and swish it around a little bit. And people will do it like, oh, this is terrible. Like, yeah, I know. That's fun though, right?
Yeah.
And then they go around the rest of the night,
concept.
Taste anything.
I never understood the concept of making hop tea or anything like that because I've tried it. It's just terrible,
A lot of this hop tea, that's actually pretty good.
It depends on how you're making it. Yeah, if you're making it well, you get a good
by yourself, like as a regular thing. No, it did. I only had a 12-ounce bottle. I tried it, and I knew what it was. It was kind of funny because at that time when that first came out, Dave from On Tour was working for Lagunitas. And I tried it, and I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty good. I would only do it. I mean, you could drink 1 12-ounce, but it would go good with mixing with some gin or some spirits or something like that. So, I mean, I wouldn't be drinking it all the time, but it's a good mixer. I mean, it's all straight up hops. I can go back on back text and figure it out, but there's like 3 hops that and water, and they carbonate with. They put carbonation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
All right. Well, fellas, Jason, I know you just came back, but I'm wondering if maybe we should start to wind down for tonight and pick this up again on Monday.
Let's do this. Yeah. So that's a cue for everyone. Check us out on Monday's show. We're coming up on the 2-hour mark too, which
exactly.
Well,
awesome.
And you know what,
night,
Jason? I'm wrong about when they will be able to see us next because we are going to be live streaming at least parts of our brew day on Saturday.
Awesome.
Yes.
For Big Brew Day.
Yes,
so
we will.
If and Scott and Polly, if you guys are brewing and want to join in on that, that would and I'll send you the link for that as well. And and so we'll be doing that. But definitely on Monday and Thursday of next week as well. So Jason, if you want to do the social media links.
Absolutely. So first, check out our website at www.aniceplacetobrew.com. Check us out on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at A Nice Place to Brew and Nice Place to Brew. We also have a YouTube channel under our webcast and podcast name, A Nice Place to Brew, which has an archive of all of our past episodes. And this is also where we broadcast our shows every Monday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And being that we're coming up on Big Brew Day, as George had mentioned, we will be posting and streaming as the activities go on throughout Big Brew Day. So check out check out all of our platforms on social media and here on the YouTube channel, and more to come. Look forward to staying in touch.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right.
So, raise a glass.
Raise a glass.
I have so many friends who work on Harleys.
It takes a lot of good beer to make great beer.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So you're talking about like $1,000 bucks.